Welcome back. This is We Three Geeks again. We're going to be talking about video game glitches today. Now, a little bit, good and bad. But I'm Terrence Jensen. He's Wavy Arms McGee, Anthony Gerard, and
I am Cody.
Yep, great. Okay. Oh, cool. What is this? This is a power cable. I'm going to hold on to that.
Power cable.
Yeah, I had to charge my camera so we can do these. But anyway.
We've been doing yoga for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, if you can believe that at all.
Yeah.
Probably not. Okay, so like video game glitches. The reason I want to bring this up because I've been trying to I've never fully played through Assassin's Creed 3 yet, so I've been trying to do that, but I keep running into just these, oh my god, it's so hard to talk about because it's almost like I'm traumatized, to be honest with you. There's just some terrible glitches. It's like when you're trying to be sneaky and yet they still know you're there and they see you somehow, it's like, what is going on here? It's like really terrible ones. Glitches, not only with that, but just a lot of, you can run into invisible walls a lot sometimes in that game, and I think it's random, but it's so many little things that build up, and they're not funny glitches. I'm not talking about funny. Okay, funny glitches, you get those in games like The Elder Scrolls, for instance, like Skyrim. Skyrim's got a lot of great funny glitches. Don't break the game. They just make you laugh, and you can keep doing what you're doing. Just like watching dragons freak out and start lifting off, and then just fly off into space for no reason. They just gone. Or accidentally seeing flying horses. Now a lot of this stuff has kind of been addressed at this point, because since Skyrim's been out for so long.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the point I'm trying to make. There's ones that are it's funny. You don't really have to fix it because it's funny. It doesn't really break anything necessarily. Mm-hmm. That's important. But if it breaks how the game is played and how you actually progress, and you can't progress because of a glitch, that's bad. That's just that's broken in every sense of the word.
Terrence and I have both had our experiences with Assassin's Creed 3 brand glitches.
Yeah.
My own has pretty much, it's basically, we labeled it the British mitosis.
Yeah. Yeah, so what happened is that he's playing, and what would happen is that if he got caught by this one guard, for some reason the guard would actually come to investigate, but he had actually split off from himself. Basically, another guard would be created to go check it out, and this guard would be up there. So basically, if you kept doing this where he would try to look for you and wouldn't find you, he wouldn't go back to his original post because there's a guy there already. So what he would do, he'd just start making circles around inside the fort. There's this main building, and he just starts circling. And what would happen is if he did it again, it'd create another one. So basically, you could have just all kinds of guys just circling around now, and you've just made a bunch of guards. It's terrible.
And they aren't recognized on the map. No. So if you're relying on your map to navigate
you can't
level,
see these guys.
Yeah, they're not there at all.
Yeah,
so
they've increased their power level. Yeah, it's over 9,000 at that point, and you're gonna fail. Exactly. It's just so terrible. It's hard to really put the hilarity behind it unless you experience these things. But if you're an avid gamer, you know exactly what we're talking about. But that's kind of the situation with Assassin's Creed 3. It's a lot of bad. It's just for a game that far along in the series, you'd think they'd have this stuff narrowed down. I know they kind of were working on a different engine, right? It was an improved engine, but there's too many things that just are terrible and that make it broken. How about yourself? I know
my CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer.
A learning computer.
Local comedian Anthony Gerard.
Well, that's from Terminator 2.
I know. I totally got you. I was on the train with you.
I couldn't think of anything else to say.
Well, okay.
Well, I do remember, and I know this isn't hardcore gaming crap, but I remember Age of Empires 2. The first edition of it, when you're trying to save something, that a game that you've already been playing, that you've saved before, it said, this already file exists. Do you remember that? On Age of Empires 2? That's kind of a funny glitch right there.
That's old school.
I know it's not what you're talking about, but I'll never forget that when I'm playing Age of Empires 2. Yeah. And I'm saving the game again. This already file exists.
Yeah. Does it supposed to mean this file already exists? I don't know.
It's a really good game. Trust us, folks. But yeah,
I found that. I still have that.
Yeah,
Age of Empires 2.
The original.
Or you're talking
the
about-
first edition, not
Yeah.
the expanded edition.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not the Age of Conquerors. I think it was. the
Yeah,
expansion.
no, it wasn't that one.
Well, funny enough that you brought that up too, because I guess I mentioned real quick. Yeah, Age of Empires was just released again over Steam, an HD version, so they upgraded it to kind of just be able to play on newer machines.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good
Do
strategy.
they still have Photon Man and E equals MC Square Man?
Yeah, the cheat.
I love those cheat codes.
Funny enough that you would say that because
man.
the cheat codes do still work because I tried some of them last night because once again
Photon Man.
I like strategy games but I'm really terrible at times on difficulties like I'm just not that good at them so I decided you know what I just want resources whenever I want so I just put in these stupid codes and I get all the resources so I can just play the way I want it to you know I sometimes I get so like I feel like there's certain things you got to do and you don't have a lot of resources or you're constricted, you got to build it up a certain way. And I hate doing that. I just sometimes want to just be like, you know what, I want to build up an army and I just want to slaughter everything on the map. Fuck everything else. But anyway.
It's about the agriculture. You got to build up your farm.
Yeah.
You got to get a cathedral.
Yeah.
I hated that. I always just created my own scenario. I just gave myself billions and billions of credits and just billions of militia and just go over and beat up the blue people.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. It's
That's what I did.
with like the glitches. I mean, there's so many out there though that are funny. Like I said, I mentioned stuff on Skyrim. There was a bunch on Oblivion too at the time.
Yeah.
Fallout 3 had some. Fallout 3 had some that were like funny, but they were really bad. Like a
I
lot of
remember
that.
watching one.
The physics on some of the characters when you kill them would just wig out and they would just start flopping everywhere. They flop so bad they'd start flopping up into the air and eventually they just go into space. It was so bad. But yeah,
I hate it when that happens.
yeah, I hate it too when they flop up into space. It's weird.
I have personal experience flopping into space. I hate it when that happens. Sorry, I derailed this thing.
No,
I'll shut up.
I just like to consider like the train that we ride is already derailed. We're just trying to see if we can still get to the
Does
destination.
anyone know where the engineer's at?
Yeah.
Oh, he's at the brothel.
Yeah,
Hey,
beam me up.
Spencer here.
So like for you, what was like a beyond the one that you just said in Assassin's Creed? But what about a funny one? Which one did you think was really funny?
Well, you kind of mentioned mine already, but I guess I'll just go into more detail about it. It was in Skyrim. It was when you meet the dragon Parthenax. I'm not trying to. I mean, whatever. You meet him for the first time. You talk to him,
right?
and you know it's a fun conversation. I was totally getting into the game, and suddenly, for no reason, just was sitting there, and then suddenly his character just kind of started to fly into the sky. It wasn't. It was like it was more like levitation, is what it was.
It wasn't actually flying; it was levitating.
Just floated into the sky, and he started spinning around like he was on a fucking carousel.
Right.
And I'm still looking at him as if I'm having a face-to-face conversation with him. And so, yeah, I'm having a conversation with Sky Dragon spinning around in the sky. It was just so fucked up.
So once again, lots of glitches that are just ridiculous. Now,
Oh yeah, and there was a point where I actually had a horse just drop next to me out of nowhere too. Like
I hate it when that
it appeared in the sky and then it just fell and just bam right there. That's
I don't even, oh my god, what to say about some of that?
yeah.
Now, and then on the other hand, I'm like, okay, we'll get away from that guy.
There you go.
No, on the other hand, then you've got, like you said, you got the glitches that break the games, but then you've got like games that just are released and they're just broken. Like for example, we'll bring it up again because it's still kind of, people are still wondering when they'll ever get to play it because they bought it, SimCity, for example, just broken. Just the thing was broken. It came out broken. You bought broken. That's what it should have been called. Broken City.
Yeah.
Because
It should have just been called Broken City.
yeah.
Sim City.
Hey.
The Broken City.
Hey, why not?
Yo.
Yeah, why did they just call it Broken City?
No, for you.
But really though, it should have been because you can't. I haven't played it myself yet, but I don't have to because I have all these people I know who played it and they're like, no, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Like it's god awful. But they're coming out with a third patch, right? Yeah, I believe I know our friend Nick from Flesh Eating Zipper, he talked about it again, and they're trying. What it is that the biggest thing that really is broken is how the population acts. The population does not know how to live properly. They don't even know. They get in the car and they'll drive on one street at times and just use that one street and it'll back up and then they'll lose their jobs and then your city will lose income because no one can pay for anything because they lost their jobs because they got caught up in it's a terrible.
Well, they had so many examples like I remember there's I'd heard somebody say that people couldn't or fire engines couldn't get to the fires that were popping up throughout the city because the roads were blocked because nobody can drive in SimCity. There was a bug that I watched this guy. He had, I don't know why he set his town up like this, and it kind of seemed a little illogical, but it was to prove a point. He had residents living at the very bottom of the hill, and they had all the jobs at the top of the hill. The citizens would walk to the top of the hill. They wouldn't drive. They wouldn't take a bus. They just walk. And it's like
these are healthy people.
Yes, these
healthy
are
Sims.
Yes, 2-hour walk, and they would lose their jobs because they were late to work because they didn't take any actual transportation.
So instead of driving a car up a hill, which would make more sense, they were like, let's just like The Walking Dead, let's just herd up this side of the hill and just never get to our jobs on time.
Exactly, pretty much. Oh, man.
That's like saying like us are going to go out and exercise and let's climb that hill. Actually, what would happen is we'd start and then we'd just pass out and just roll down it, and then we'd probably die.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even attempt it.
This is a dark
I
place.
just look at it and say, yeah, I'll find the other way around.
Where's the escalator?
And if there is no other way around, I'm not going.
Hey guys, let's not go up the hill, let's go to Pizza Hut. Okay. Sounds like a better idea.
Yeah.
I picked Pizza Hut. I know like a lot of people are like, oh, Pizza Hut's terrible pizza, but from where we're at, we're kind of, that's our...
It's the only
It's kind of the
thing
option.
we have.
Yeah.
Well, aside from, there's a couple, there's at least 2 others in the town that Terrence here lives in called Hastings, Nebraska, but yeah, Pizza Hut's about all that we've got here.
Now the CIA is going to kill me.
Got the Valentinos.
No, okay.
Is there a Godfather's in Hastings? No.
Yep.
There is?
Yeah, sure, there is.
There still is. Holy
Yeah, I actually just picked up an application from him yesterday.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, good job for me.
Pizza.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. Like, if you've seen in my vlogs, I'm trying to find a job. Yeah. Oh wait, we're not. Are we talking about game glitches anymore? Did we go off?
I derailed it again. I apologize.
You did? No, I think
one of these days you're just going to take a sledgehammer and just pound me on the bald head and say, "Shut up, fat boy." Did I scream that?
Well,
I'm probably going to get evicted.
You didn't really scream it. You kind of like if a girl were to scream it, sure, maybe a little bit. Yeah.
So,
Hey,
game glitches.
Here we are. Nope.
I have there's a recent game that I've been playing that I'll detail. Oh man, just yeah.
But really though, like game glitches at times, no matter how you look at it, either makes it funny or gives you a funny moment, or it just breaks the game and just completely frustrates you and you just fucking
or
break
like
into
when
rage.
you can pound the Koopa turtle onto the blocks infinite times to get infinite amount of lives.
Right.
Like that. That makes the game better. I've never been able to do that though. It's in level 3 in it, Super Mario Brothers. I can never do it.
I don't even know what to say anymore at this point. I'm not even.
Sorry.
This is what I have to work with.
I'm trying to be intelligent, but I can't do it.
Yeah. Up is down, down is up for this guy apparently. Because like, are you from the future? Are you from the future? 'Cause you're
Sorry. I'm sophisticated.
Anyway, yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess the topic's not necessarily something that I guess a lot of people are like. It's not like a big thing out there, the nerd thing. But I just kind of thought to myself, I was like game glitches always seem to a lot of people when they tell stories, they always seem to kind of come from that. From games. It's like, well, I was doing this thing, and then all of a sudden it just, and then hilarity ensues, or it just raged them and they broke the game over their knee.
There's a video series on YouTube called Bloopers, Glitches, and Funny Stuff that basically highlights some of the just dumbest and funniest glitches in video games out there. You should check it out. It's pretty good stuff.
There we go.
I like it.
Cool. What's the channel? Do you know what the channel is, or?
I think you just look it up. Bloopers, glitches, and funny stuff.
Is it okay?
Yeah, they have stuff for Assassin's Creed, GTA, Skate 3. Skate 3's got some pretty good ones.
All right.
So,
Well, I'll post a link in the comments. For
Yeah.
that. So, but anyway, yeah, I guess that's been us for today. It's been we three geeks. Remember to like and subscribe. Leave comments below. And I'm Terrence Jensen.
Don't eat yellow snow.
You said that once before.
I have no new material.
Okay, that's Anthony Gerard.
and I'm Cody.
Cool. Thank you, and out. First thing on your mind, say it now.
Penis. Okay then. Yes.